Hey guys, there's something that's been bothering me and keeping me up awake for several nights now. And the only advice that my family, who can't put up with me any further, said share your thoughts online. And maybe there's others who agree with your idiosyncrasies um, a little better than they do. Uh, so yeah, this is where I'm at, and the idiosyncrasy that's keeping me up all night is why the hell is English so difficult, especially the alphabet, um, especially when you learn language phonetically, like us, where you have you know, the letter makes a sound, and that's what the word formation goes by. Um, Life is very easy, but then with English, it's very difficult. And when you learn the alphabet, the phonetic reasoning logic goes completely out the window. And I was recalling the traumatic experience that I had as a child learning English when it wasn't my first language. And you start with the alphabet, and they give you images or objects that you associate the word with. In our languages, you just associate it with the sound. So anyway, you start off with A is for apple, and there'd be an image of an apple. And you'd be like, but that's A is for apple, isn't it? A for apple. If you're from Gujarat in India, then yeah, it's A for apple. But everywhere else, it's apparently apple. So I'm pretty sure in my baby language, I probably said asshole to the teacher back then. But anyway, she tried her best. So then you also realize that it doesn't matter, you move on to B, because the teacher doesn't have patience for your idiotic questions. So you move on to B, and B is for bat. So now you start associating. A is for apple, which means A sounds as A and not A. So B as bat is fantastic. And then she puts up an image of a dog, and she says B is also for bark. Sorry, B is for bark, and it's spelled B-A-R-K. A is for apple. A is also for R, as in bark. Okay, not a challenge. And now start getting hyper, and therefore any iota of sleep is gone, and I can only think in my head about, okay, let's move on to C. And they brought along the image of a cat. And so yeah, it's easy, right? It rolls off the tongue. C is for cat. A is for apple. B is for bat. C is for cat. And all of a sudden, I'm starting to think, well, here's my phone, and it's used for receiving and making cal? No, it's apparently call. Unless you're a Kannadiga, which is state of Karnataka, or an American, then it's cow. So yeah, so the A sound is met as a, and aw. Yeah, I'm still awake, and now I'm wide awake. And then I say, okay, let's move on to D. And D is simple. D is for the diarrhea I'm feeling because of how difficult English probably must have been growing up. Yeah, don't even get me started on the spelling of diarrhea. Of fish. I think I'm going to keep myself awake a few more nights now. Anyway, we leave D. We move on to E. And the teacher says E is for I. E is for I, and it's spelled E-Y-E. At this point, every night or the night I started thinking about this, my blood pressure was through the roof. My skin was burning, felt like I was on fire. which obviously I thought, well, if E is for I and it's spelled EYE, then why isn't F for fire spelled as FEYER? And then comes the challenges, and the insomnia starts kicking in because apparently fire is not spelled FEYER, it's spelled FIRE. I can't do this anymore. I really can't.